Hi, and welcome to another episode of Hot Takes with me, the Silver Fox. And the LGBTQ community in Sydney and Australia has been rocked to its very foundations. And the reason is that a lot of them who went for artificial insemination in order to have children have discovered that 60 of the children they've had are all by the same father. This one man has gone around providing what was necessary and has fathered 60 children to all these women. Well done him. They're up in arms about it. They think it's wrong and what have you. But, I mean, he's simply building a one-man nation. It's not his fault that he's so good at his job. And, well, let's have a look at this article. But it is really a case of, the clone army of Australia. Here goes. Right, so sperm donor who used fake names to father up to 60 children is exposed after parents at an LGBTQI community event realised that all their kids all looked the same. The sperm donor used fake names to father these 60 children, and he met many through casual channels like online forums. Professionals in the industry are calling for more regulations. That line made me laugh. Professionals in the artificial insemination, industry. Can you be a professional wanker? Well, I mean, obviously, become a politician, you're halfway there. But seriously? Anyway, you have these guys, this guy in particular, going around, knocking one out into a little cup. Hold on, I'll be out in 2 minutes, I just need to think of someone kind of thing. And he's fathered 60 children. Now, ultimately, these women who want these children have got exactly what they wanted. They have got a child. They wanted a child. They've got a child. They should be content in the knowledge that they have, hopefully, a healthy, loved child that they will raise as their own, because it is their own. Regardless of who the father is, they're still the mother's. But they can't really complain that he happened to do this for other people. They don't own him. I can't see why they've got a complaint, but they are complaining, as we will see. So parents are wondering why all their children all looked remarkably similar at a community barbecue. And they've uncovered that the sperm donor, who used fake names to father more than 60 of these children, and the man, whose identity has not been publicly revealed, used 4 different aliases to donate sperm to members of the Australian LGBTQ community, who made the shocking discovery at a recent new parents' get-together. The stunned group of parents, some of whom met the man through informal channels, then began calling around the local IVF facilities to see if the same man had been doing the rounds at clinics. I mean, when you say the way they're describing this, they've gone to this event, this barbecue, and all the children look the same. And my first reaction was to think of that episode of Only Fools and Horses, when they go to France, because that's where Uncle Albert was stationed during the war. And you're seeing all these men, and they're all like big white bushy beards. They all look like Uncle Albert. And it seems that he's fathered virtually everyone in that village. He had done the rounds, and it's just it's like that. You can have all these children growing up in Australia, and they're all going to be like half brothers, 60 half brothers. I mean, it's remarkable from the guy's point of view in terms of speaking purely evolutionarily, purely Darwinian. He's done a magnificent job in making sure his genes go on and survive into the future. 60 children is an immense amount. I don't know what to say about it, really. But anyway, the reason he was discovered is because he wasn't fully Caucasian. IVF clinic fertility's first, Dr. Anne Clark, told News Corp. He said Dr. Clark said he'd been to the fertility first clinic and they had used him only once. But the man was offering his services through multiple methods, many unofficial and unregulated, such as Facebook groups. Dr. Clark said she'd raised the man's case with the government, but they have not so far been much help. We know he's got gifts and holidays, which is a complete criminal offence in Australia. It is illegal to pay or give gifts to obtain any human tissue, with hefty jail sentences of up to 15 years for the offence. I don't think he'd be doing 15 years for issuing a bit of seed, for dropping one in a mug. That isn't 15 years in jail, is it? And if someone says, look, I'll take you out for a meal if you give me, what I need. If they just taken him out for a meal, here's the thing: if they took him out for a meal and then went back and had sex with him in order to get pregnant, and they paid for his meal, would that count? That's an interesting legal point. Anyway, despite this, informal donations are booming thanks to online forums springing up offering to connect desperate wannabe parents with willing donors. And there's a lot of willing donors, let me tell you. 2 Facebook pages, Sperm Donation Australia and Australia Backpackers Seeking Sperm Donation, are filled with posts reading like back page classified ads. The end result is to bring a child into the world. And as I say, if that child comes in, and that child is healthy, and is loved, and is wanted, and is given all the things that that child needs to grow up to be a fully rounded human being, does it matter who the father is? Ultimately, it's a hard point. I don't know which side to come down on. No pun intended. I think the man has done nothing wrong. If he's offered it and people have accepted it, that is just a contract, and that should be enough. But they've given some examples here of the posts, which I'm not going to go into. It's just people requesting it, but it is there, and it is a sort of a very difficult position to be in. Which side would you come down on? And I think I would go with the man, because I think he offers a service. They've accepted it. The result is the child that they've desired, and nobody really is hurt. So I can't see what their complaint is. Donor Conceived Australia National Director Amy Shackleton said there was a little regard for the effects of such a decision would have on the child. She said that when the child is older, they may want to know both the biological parents or connect with their siblings, of which there could be dozens, or in this case 60. People talk about meeting up at a car park or a hotel and passing over a fresh sample for immediate use. Our life ought to begin with dignity and not as the process of some unregulated, anonymous transaction. I'm afraid that there's a lot of people who exist on this planet because of unregulated, anonymous transactions that go on in the back of cars, up pub alleyways, that sort of thing, one night stands. What's the difference between that and paying a man to knock one out, shake one loose? Can't see it myself. Anyway, so round off, come up and finish the video. It appears to be an awful lot of demand for good quality semen in Australia. So if you are that way inclined and you'd like to father a child and have your genes out there, a short holiday perhaps, go down under. No pun intended again. But go down under and visit one of these clinics. They'll put you in a little room with a little cup and a little magazine, and after a few minutes you can leave somewhat refreshed and go and have a beer and celebrate the fact that you're about to become a father. But in all seriousness, why would it even be an issue to these people who the father is? If you're asking for an anonymous donation, it should be anonymous and it should be uncaring. Anyway, I'm bound to get a load of complaints about this because you're going to have people with these views. And I honestly, I would love to hear what people think. Is it the father's fault, or has he done a wrong thing? I don't know. Do tell me. I possibly can't see it. There may be a valid reason, and I'm willing to accept that I'm wrong if I'm given a good reason to be wrong, basically. So put a comment down there and let me know what your thoughts are. Anyway, thanks very much for watching. If you like what you're seeing here on the channel, hit that subscribe button, ring the bell, share the video, leave a like, leave a comment, and until next time, stay safe, stay well, go to Australia, have a wank, and I'll see you later.